Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jackwagon Homestead. It's going to be our first episode of a multiple part series of what we're doing offline from the live stream here on the homestead. So, we got here our 8RT 410, and we're going to be setting up a nice field. Probably one of our larger fields going to be on the set. So, without further ado, let's go on ahead and jump on in and get started. So we're gonna have a nice L-shaped field over here, over in land plot 4757, right through here. So without further ado, go on ahead and get this field plowed and ready to go and get all the processes set up. Oh, so I am always scared when messing with the plow. I really am. Because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up and really yeah, just mess up everything. But we're gonna get our field. It's gonna be one of our larger fields here on the homestead, definitely. But we're gonna get her put in here. We don't want to go too far because we don't want to mess up the area over here on our right now, because I want that to be where we're gonna be putting in all our animal pens and whatnot. We'll get our outline all nice and set up, and then we'll fill her in. And the best way I can put it, just fill in the circle. I don't know what crop we're going to be putting on this field yet. It's probably going to be wheat or barley, or most likely canola or sunflowers. But we'll get that all figured out once we get to that point. First, we got to get the field put in. You can't really decide what kind of crop you're going to put on a field if you don't even have it yet. Alrighty. So I'm not a fan of these plows. I'm really not. I kind of like the square plows, but I have yet to see one yet on the mod hub or on the in-game mod hub. But we're going to leave a little bit of room over here, so that way we can fit a road through here to get to the other side. Trying to stray away as much as we can on this no man's land run from using square fields. That was one thing I did heavily on the very first playthrough on No Man's Land on FS19, was I was using a lot of square fields. But we're going to stick as far away from that as possible. Oh. Trying to figure out, because I'm kind of winging this as we go when we're making the fields and everything, because I kind of want it to look like we just kind of grew everything together on the farm. So I think we're going to cut near these trees and then turn back along the road we put in, and then the road will go on the other side of those trees. I think that'll look the best. So we'll go ahead and get this thing turned around here. I don't want to get too close to the road, because I really don't want to have to fix all that. Plus it gives me a nice little area of turnaround on all these fields, so I'm not overlapping or cutting into other crop trying to harvest or plant or any other processes. Oh yeah, it's going to be one of our larger fields. Definitely one of our larger fields. Get this outline done. One thing I do love is this 8RT. I don't know why, I just love the tracks. And then that overhang on the front just looks phenomenal. It really does. Getting a little close to the road, a lot closer than I would have liked to have been, but that's okay. We can adjust fire as we go throughout the time on the farm. Right to our front, we got our nice grass field. We just did a harvest during our live stream and got some silage bales all up and ready to start fermenting. So luckily I like how we can use the rollers now on the fields to give that free fertilizer state, so we can possibly save money. That's always a great thing. Alright. Well, at least we got our outline of where we want the field to be. There we go. So now all we gotta do is just fill it in. But that's honestly going to take a whole lot of time, especially at the rate we're going. So let's go on ahead and cut to a montage set, alright? Enjoy the montage and I will see you once we're done. Welcome back, everyone. We are on the final two passes. I believe the final two passes of the field right now. That took about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes to get this all plowed, taken care of. But we're gonna get this knocked out ASAP so we can move on. Once we're done with this, we're going to be taking care of the new feature that Farming Sim has, that Giants has added. We're going to have to take care of all these rocks and stones on the field, so we'll go ahead and get our rock collector once we get this cut, and we'll go on ahead and get those stones taken out of our fields, because we don't like stones in our field. We like the rolling stones, but we don't like these stones. Ugh. But yeah, this nice adventure trying to get this thing plowed. Everything else went relatively quick on the farm except for this. This has taken a hot minute to take care of. One of the larger sets, definitely. Okay, so the plow is turned. Let's get it flipped. And head on back to drop it off. There we go. Gonna take her right on in over here. And before we grab our stone collector, I do need to get the trailer brought on over so that way we're not traveling far to empty that out. Let's go on ahead and hook one up. So yeah, that's gonna be I think 3 full loads at the minimum. Gonna have to smooth that out, that's for sure. 3 full loads at least at the minimum of stone that we're gonna gather out of here. So we'll leave the cart right here. If y'all haven't learned, you can dump the stones in a wagon. That way you're not having to travel back and forth from the rock crusher and everything. Now granted, No Man's Land does not have a rock crusher or a way to sell at the start, so you're gonna have to buy one. So that's just fair warning. Did I leave all the doors open? Shows you how much organized I am. Alright. Go ahead and back on up to our rock collector. Try to keep things... Wow. Alright. Can't drive, that's for sure. But I like to keep the equipment as clean as we can. Usually we'll wash it down at the end of the day, at the end of the stream on Twitch. So cleanliness is close to management materialism, you know. So let's go ahead and start removing all the stones out of our field, because I really don't want the equipment to be damaged, especially when, you know, you don't want to spend all that money. You want to keep repair costs down so you can spend it on expanding your farm and taking over more and more of the map. Or would you call this land? I guess you call it land because it's not really farmland. It's more inches of land on no man's land. So I guess we call it land tiles. Yeah, we'll call them land tiles. Yeah, holy cow, the amount of stones we got in here. This is ridiculous. Like, they just keep appearing. The closer you get to them, just appearing out of nowhere. Just, whew, here I am. Alrighty. So once again, while we get all this gathered up, we'll break into another montage mode. So that way we're not sitting here watching for, it's going to be about 40 minutes or more of me just collecting all the stones on the map. So, I will catch you here in a bit. Alrighty, y'all, we are back in action once again. We're on our final pass here, collecting up the last bit of rocks. We do have a tree stump right now, so we might get hung up on it. Alright, we're good. We're collecting up our... Oh, we are not going to collect up our final bit of rock. We are going to empty once again. So far, this is actually our fourth empty on this field right now. So we're just going to be over 8,000 stone. And there we go, flying right on by the farm. The little rescue helicopter. That's a nice little touch that they added to the No Man's Land map. I do have to say, I do love the little helicopter that flies over every now and then. Jump out real quick just to take a look at it. We also do have the hot air balloon that does move back and forth along that side of the fields. So let's go on ahead and empty this out right here. Get lined up. So yeah, we're probably gonna have about 8,100 stone. Probably sell it for just under 1,000. Probably about $900 is what we're gonna get out of it. Out of all this, so I mean, something is better than nothing. You know, it's that little bit of extra money does go a long way. So we're gonna come right back on over to where we left off and finish out our little bit of the field. As we gather up this last bit, following this, we are going to run over to our storage sheds and grab our little stump remover. We have about 3 stumps on the field. I do find it easier to plow the field, remove the stones, and then go on ahead and remove the stumps from where you cut down the trees. It's just a little bit easier to try and see the stumps instead of trying to go through all the meadow here. Because it is actually very hard to see a stump in all this. Because once you get down in here, you can see, like, trying to find a stump in all this, it's not easy. But let's go on ahead and unload our last bit here. And we'll go on ahead and remove stumps. Alrighty, y'all, I went on over to our sheds and grabbed the stump grinder here. One thing I do love about this stump grinder, so in Farming Sim 19, you had to aim it over the stump and grind it down. What's nice about this one, you can line it straight up with your tractor, have it turned on, and whoop, it's gone. So you literally can just drive right on over the stumps and it just grinds them down quickly. So you're not sitting there fumbling around with them. Where was the other one? There was one over here. Oh, there it is. I thought that was a bird. Looked like a crow. No, it doesn't always work on every single one, especially, yeah. So that one you did have to grind down. Especially on the bigger ones, you do have to grind down the stumps, but most of the time you can just drive over them as long as you have them all set up nice and neat down close to the ground. Thank y'all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the content y'all seen today. We figured out we're going to be planting soybeans on this field, and if that is a no-go, we will be planting corn to make chaff. But thank y'all for watching. I do appreciate you checking out the first No Man's Land Saga video on FS22. We'll be uploading more every other day as we get time to play offline. And if you're checking this out during the day, come check us out on Twitch at 7 p.m. on most days, because sometimes I do have medical appointments, so I won't be there. But if I am, I will be live. So come check us out, come say hi. Make sure to come on by, spend those channel points, and get Boris to honk the pig. Alrighty, and y'all have a wonderful day.